Hey guys, today is Sunday, September 19th, 2021. So for the first time since 1971, the Palma Canary Islands had a volcanic eruption. And this could be a big deal because you guys have seen those disaster documentaries probably, right? Where it says this volcano can cause a massive landslide, creating a mega tsunami. Wiping out the east coast of the United States. So I also had this time frame marked down over a year ago as a possible volcanic eruption. I didn't have September 19th. I had September 29th, which may be a big deal as well. I'm going to talk about that date and a couple other dates that could be relevant to today's event, but I wish I would have looked into September 19th a little closer. I would have made this video talking about this possibly happening, especially after seeing all these earthquakes that we've had for the last several weeks. But one of the reasons why I didn't see it, because I thought the movie Volcano released on April 25th, 1997. But you got to look at the premiere. The premiere released on April 15th, 1997. So, but anyways, the movie Pompeii has a 9/11 connection, 91 months and 1 day from its release to today. Also, the movie Volcano released 8,923 days from its premiere, which is the 1,109th prime. So you see the 9/11 connection with both movies, and you guys know that I always look for that 9/11 and 322 connection. As the movie Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which a large volcanic eruption occurred in that movie, we have a 322 connection. And if you see my other videos as well, you know that I look at the dates in reverse. I put a reverse in parentheses. What I mean by that, if you're not familiar, put the 919 over here and 521 over here. As the movie Dante's Peak also connects with the dates reverse 322 connection, 23 years, 20 weeks, and 2 days, as well as Kilauea erupting in Hawaii. So it doesn't look like a coincidence because we have 4 movies connecting regarding volcanoes with a 322 or 9/11 connection. So also on today, it's 1/13 on the Hebrew calendar, it's 8/13 on the Chinese calendar, and it leaves 103 days remaining. Remove the 0, you got another 13, so 3 13s there. The number 113 or 311 has been pretty significant to some large events in the past, because on 3/11, 2020, that's when the pandemic was declared. On 3/11, 2011, the 9.1 Japan earthquake tsunami occurred. The largest earthquake in the United States happened on Good Friday, 1964, Alaska, caused a tsunami. Well, the date numerology, when you add 3/27/1964, we had a 113. Also, the largest earthquake that ever occurred in Chile, causing a tsunami as well, occurred at 3:11 p.m. local time. We had the false missile alert in Hawaii at 1:13, on the date January 13th. Also, 36 years ago, we had an 8.0 Mexico earthquake killing 5,000. Well, if you look at that date in short form, you'll see that 9 plus 19 and 85 equals 113. And some of you know that I look at total solar eclipses as marker points. When I saw the 4 total solar eclipses over the United States having a 9/11 or 322 connection to 9/11/01. So ever since, I always look at those eclipses, and I tried to see if I could find any eclipses that were near the pathway of La Palma Islands They had a connection. That's exactly what I found, because La Palma Islands is right here. In 1998, was the last total solar eclipse that had a direct pathway over the La Palma Islands. And with the dates reversed, we have a 322 connection, 22 years, 23 weeks. And as I said, a volcanic eruption on these islands can cause a landslide and mega tsunami. So another date, looking at a couple other dates, 9/25, September 25th, that will be 91 months, 1 week after the movie Pompeii released. This date also has 97 days remaining in the year, and the word tsunami equals 97 in the first cipher. Not only that, on the Hebrew calendar, it's 119, 9/11 backwards. And the premiere of Volcano also connecting to this date with the dates reversed, 23 years, 202 days. And look at this, September 25th to the next total solar eclipse near the La Palma Islands is 2,137 days, which is the 322nd prime number. Then we also had on this date, when you go back 7 years ago, that's when a cube was removed out of the Georgia Guidestones and smashed with a hammer. It showed the numbers 20 and 14 on the outside. When they removed it, it revealed the numbers 8 and 16, and MM on the top, and JAM on the bottom. But when we look on this date, September 25th, when we look at the Mayan calendar, we see those numbers 8 and 16. And the 13, the letter M represents the number 13. It is the 13th letter, which was why I also put this date down of October 8th, because we have the double 13 there, as well as the 816. So another date that I want to talk about that I was looking at over a year ago that I mentioned, again, connecting to the movie Pompeii, 91 months and 11 days after the movie was made. So this disaster happened in 79 AD. Well, this date adds up to 79. 79 is the 22nd prime. In past videos, I made a lot of 22 references because of the letter V is the 22nd letter of the alphabet on Obama's forehead. And that slides down. Well, this could be representing a tsunami because it slides down his forehead. He's also looking down at the apple. And New York became a state on July 9th, 7/9. So this date also has a connection to when the movie Volcano released at theaters across the U.S. 8,923 days apart, again, 1,109th prime, 9/11 code. When we look further into 9/29, we see that it's 1/23 on the Hebrew calendar. And that matches up with the scene on iPet Goat 2 because L is the 12th letter, C is the 3rd letter. For 12/3, we see the LC next to the apple. And the word mega tsunami equals 123. Kilauea also erupted on the 123rd day of the year. And right here, the lotus flower blooming out of the apple can be symbolic of a volcano erupting. The day after tomorrow, it lasted 123 minutes. So this is also significant relating to Apple because Apple stock dropped 50%, basically you could say split in half in a single day, and that happened on this date on 9/29. So this was 21 years ago. The factors of 21 besides 1 and 21 are 7 and 3. Well, from Obama's perspective, he's looking down, he sees the C and the 7. Backward C, but C is the 3rd letter. So you have 37. You reverse it, it's 73. The number 73 equals the 21st prime, which could represent the year 2021, but also 21 years to the date when Apple split in half. 21 is also 777. On 9/29, it's interesting that the Dow dropped 777 points. One thing that I noticed before, it reminded me of 007. Got the apple, looks like an O. This kind of looks like an O. And you got the 7. So it's interesting that the next James Bond movie premieres on September 28th. Another number with the occult, 923, 93, the sun being 93 million miles from the Earth, or so they say. While 9/11, 2001 reduced is 923. We had the second plane hitting at 9:03 a.m. Flight 93 crashed in a field. Well, this date, 9/29/21, in short form, reduced as 9/11/3 and reduces further to 9/23, and we have 93 days remaining in the year. So one other date I was looking at is October 4th. It's a day leaving 88 days remaining in the year. And we see when the apple splits in iPet Goat 2, the double 88s, with the flower blooming out of the apple, which could represent a volcano. And once again, look at this. October 4th to the next total solar eclipse near the La Palma Islands, the dates reverse exactly 322 weeks. Another skull and bones number. But this also connects 1998 eclipse. We have another 322 connection. We look further ahead to the next total solar eclipse right near La Palma, Canary Islands, and we have another 322 connection. So isn't that interesting? And when we look at the movie Back to the Future, probably no coincidence that the clock stopping at 10:04. Again, 10:04 has 88 days remaining in the year. Back to the Future, he had to go 88 miles per hour to time travel. And not only that, the third movie release has a 9/11 connection to October 4th with the dates reversed. I just want to add that this date also had a 9/11 connection to 9/11/01, the third release of Back to the Future. But besides those 3 total solar eclipse connections with the Canary Islands, interestingly, we have a double total solar eclipse over the United States, the 2017 and the 1979 one, both with 322 connections, as well as 9/11. In gematria, earthquake equals 55, reverse full reduction. This date has a numerology of 55. And I just wrote this connection down. The movie San Andreas and Aloha, something to do with Hawaii or California, even though that's the opposite side of the U.S., in case it's something different, it's not related to the Canary Islands. But so now forming, we have Tropical Storm Peter and soon to be Tropical Storm Rose. And I mentioned it in my other video. It's interesting because these two names can be symbolic of male and female genitalia, a birthing ritual. What happens when you give birth? The water breaks, like a tsunami occurring? I don't know. But so it's interesting that these two storms are occurring right now. And Rose is in Lily's hair in iPet Goat 2. And Rose is the flower of the United States, but it's also the flower of New York. anyways, guys, we'll see what happens. This looks like it's an extremely high watch period for something to occur. But all right, guys, we'll talk to you next time.